All right, let's try this again. See if we have everything right. I think it should be right this time. Had to do a couple test runs, and I think if I'm not totally dumb, should have things going correctly. Gotta check. Gotta check and make sure. Yep. Okay. I think everything sounds good. All right. So today I am gonna do some editing work. I'm gonna be pulling some stills from some footage of Shah I Zinda, a mausoleum. That's the right word. Resting place, like a burial place. Mausoleum. Oh, oops. I'm on the completely wrong page. There we go. All right, there we go. That's what we're supposed to be on. Yeah. Building, housing, tomb. That's what Shah I Zinda is. It's a mausoleum. Not exactly sure for who. And a lot of information when I went to SummerCon and Bukhara, and I always can't remember everything. All right, today I am going to be pulling some stills from some footage I got in Uzbekistan. I already kind of did the color grading on this one. Give a little before and after. Just working with a lumetri color. And then I'm going to pull the stills off at a, good frame where I want to make sure to line up that top edge here with frame it right. Kind of a cool shot. Not exactly like a shoot through, but it has the frame with the wall and the tree. Not like a window I'm shooting through, but having both sides is nice. Probably do something with the color here. Maybe the temperature is a little bit too warm. It looks pretty nice. Yeah, now that I look at it, was pretty yellow, but that's kind of bluish now. Looking at those whites, it looks pretty crisp. I think maybe around 20. Yeah. My gut says that looks good. Never perfect, but that's how it goes. Exposure. It's a little bit dim. Really don't want to do too much here. I already had to pull off the highlights. And big difference, but I think that's what can make it kind of look a little bit dark. Oh, honestly, I find this song This artist is great. Sarah, the instrumentalist on Epidemic Sound. But this beat is. I think it changes up eventually, but the beginning is just kind of neurotic and I can't get with it. All right, shadows. Maybe I want those a little bit darker. Probably. Yeah, it just kind of crisps it up a little bit. I'm gonna take these photos into Photoshop after getting the stills, but I want to get them as close to finished as possible. And I'm not gonna do any like fancy, super artistic, creative edits or anything on these because I don't know. It's not what these kind of photos are about. These are more, travel photos and things. And I could go like, super blown out, hyper saturated, like really, throw out the colors and make it look hyper Instagram heavy. But I feel like that's kind of like 2012. Like 2012 Instagram kind of look. Not really about that. And I do it myself sometimes. I do it all the time actually. Whenever I do like try to mix with color grades or not even the grading, but like the color mixer, I'm never really happy with it. I feel like I overdo the colors. Shadows look good there. Uh, uh, I could bring down the blacks a little bit more, but I feel like doing that kind of makes the tree look a little bit. I just don't like the way the tree looks. It makes the bark look a little bit artificial, kind of. And I can take the rest of it and I can do some masking in Photoshop. I think that's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna mess with the colors here. Right. What do we call this one? Wooden awning. Okay. Let's get the next one. Back, no. Look back. Anything in here? I don't really think there's anything on those. Liked. Kind of footage of a wall. Like drive-by footage. A little drain in the floor, but I don't feel like it makes a good picture. It hardly even makes a good clip. This one, I feel like. Nice angle. Yeah, we're not getting anything under this lip here, so Find some different music here. Kind of ran out quickly there. Cool. All right. Right? So confused. Like I'm technically live, right? But it's not actually live. Say it's live on. There's a disconnect between OBS and YouTube right now, I think. I want to make sure everything is pulling footage for stills. Footage and gaming. Things still focus. Jeez. It's so confusing. Alright. I mean, nobody's watching anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and re-record some stuff for myself here. Alright, today I am pulling some stills from some footage from Uzbekistan. I have a bunch of different things, and today we're working on Shah I Zinda, which is a mausoleum, a big group of mausoleums. Start off with this one here, and just show you a little before and after. I've already done the editing on it. Not sure exactly what the frame was, but not that one. There we go. That's a bit better. So that's the after. There's some basic light changes, a little bit of color correction with the temperature. And it's gone from that, which pretty bright and, you know, a bit on the warm side. See it especially in the whites here. It's a little bit yellowish. When we take it down, give it a little bit more definition between different colors. A little bit more natural look here. On to the second photo, I'm going to go ahead and throw on another lumetric color. Go into basic correction. This one's a little bit overexposed, so we're just going to drop it down -1. That's way too much. Okay. Bring it back and then try the highlights instead. -75. That's better. That's way better. Still pretty bright here on the right side. It's better to be a little bit darker than a little bit brighter. I can mask it later. So we're going down to 125, -125 on the highlights. And I'm going to pull up on the shadows here a bit. But then I'm going to drop my blacks. Drop a bit more. Yeah, that looks better. I mean, we're going from that to that. Let's check just the shadows and blacks. See how that change looks. So that's before. That's after. Before. And after. So it kind of keeps a nice bit of contrast. It keeps the dark parts nice and saturated, but it also kind of keeps the shadows from fading away too much. It's still a pretty bright image though. Might go down minus like 0.2 on the exposure. And then when I go into post, I can take this to Photoshop, and I'll probably end up masking this bit here to bring down the exposure a little bit more, bring down the highlights a little bit more aggressively. And then I will take this, and I think I want this one section here with all the sort of flower of life, all these, this sort of oval shape right here to be a little bit brighter. But I'll check that out. I think actually what I want to do is maybe take the dome on top and brighten that up a little bit while I darken this piece on the side. I'll deal with that later. Dome. I'm not sure that there's going to be any good stills in this. Definitely more of like video clips, still images. I want to see if this turned out good though. A little bit of sidetrack here. Gonna try to get a nice swirl on this ceiling. I'm sure it's shaky, but let's check it out. Yeah. Ooh, there's a huge shake in there. Did I just do that the one time? Oh no, I did it twice. Alright, yeah, let's take the second one. Way better. Probably about there. That jerk. Go right before that jerk. Right here. Let's put on a stabilizer, see if we can get that little piece of footage looking nice for no reason other than just feel good about it. I'll end up coming back to this footage and, you know, fixing all the light and everything when I do video, but right now I'm just trying to get photos. A lot of what I did there when I was visiting is I just like filmed mostly, and I kind of took photos. Good. So I did that thinking that I would be able to just go and get all the stills, and now I'm back getting the stills and realizing that it's a huge amount of work, and I should have just taken photos of everything before I filmed it. Obviously, some things like filming, you have to get the camera running and like it's happening in the moment, but like a lot of things I can just take a picture first, frame it, take a picture, and then start recording and have both. That's what I should be doing. This was my first time going on a big trip with my camera. It's a bit warbly. That's not bad. Take this over. Like if I saw this in film, I wouldn't think twice about it. Actually, I think that's pretty good. That makes me feel nice. All right. Cool. Back to stills. Got a whole bunch of stuff here, man. And how long has this been going now? I feel like I've been streaming longer than I thought. Yeah, what, like 22 minutes? That's not bad. I can keep spending some time on this for a little bit. I think I need to hurry up though. Anything here? No. Again, this is like a nice video clip, but it's not really like in an edit you can make that look nice against a bunch of other clips like, you know, these things here. But as a photograph, it just doesn't look good. But in a video, you can make it look good when you kind of go past it for like 2 seconds or whatever, and in consecutive order with a bunch of other things related to it. Like it looks nice. And here, yeah, we're good. I think this would be like a nice photo if I got the foreground on it, but it's not there. It's good again as a video clip, but it's not something I want to turn into a photo or pull a still off of, because the framing is nice with the bricks on the sides and the archway and, you know, my folks in the middle here, but there's no foreground, and that kind of busts it up, you know, that kind of prevents me from wanting to turn it into a photo. So and I think this clip is such a cool clip. I love looking at the footage of things and just doing stills right now, but I am getting excited to go back and do some of the footage. That could be cool right there. Just to like provide a little bit more context to what it is here. And our lighting is pretty much perfect. Exposure is pretty much spot on in this. I gotta get better about stopping the camera and then pulling off the last frame, because I always have this like big, huge jerking movement in my footage at the very end of things, and it's not a big deal or anything, but it kind of like it's something I'm always running into while I'm editing, and it kind of slows me down just like a little bit. If I can get rid of things like that, you know, it just makes me that much better at the job. So, a hobby. I mean, I do it professionally, but this works hobby work, so. Oh. I think I'm being a little bit over obsessive about getting the clearest shot here. It's this frame right here. Got it. Nailed it. Okay. And as far as the lighting and everything goes, it could be a little bit warm. You know, it might likely be a little bit warm, but I don't think that matters. Did I actually do any temperature on this last one? No, I didn't do temperature on this one. Supposed to do temperature here. Alright, so I'm going to change the temperature then a little bit. -20? That's a little bit too much, I think. That was a pretty dramatic change there. It looks good, but it felt like a dramatic change. -10 doesn't look like enough, though. It feels like, yeah, it's a little bit like greenish. I think -20 actually might be it. Yeah. I think that's it. Get the frame just right. I can obviously crop it later, but get the right spot. It's a mistake trying to be in full playback here. Full resolution playback. Want as much of that. I feel like that's a good frame right there. The bottom edge here is nice and aligned. This is obviously not gonna be perfect because we're at an angle. My brain always wants to make it perfect, but that's not how like real life looks, and a little bit of a imperfection in the angle just feel like it makes it feel more natural. I'm gonna go with that frame. Running. Yeah, override it. All right, I need to do a little bit of edit work to pull that back together. I totally got sidetracked, and now I lost the frame that I obsessed over. This is exactly why you just don't do that. Don't obsess over specific frames. Get a nice one, make it look good. What matters? Going over the top. Again. I'm realizing that all of these stills are 9x16, and they're gonna be too wide to post on its own. But I'll probably just have to put a white bars on the top and bottom to post on Instagram or whatever. Not a big deal. Cool. Oh shit. So dumb. All right. That one. See it every time. Probably a different frame every single time I did that. And I'm amazing. Tombstones. I think those are tombstones. All right. Camera about to run out of battery. Need to switch that. And then yeah, just do that real quick. Be back? Yeah. Beep. I either need to get more batteries or a dummy. I don't know if my camera supports a dummy battery or not. I hope so. I've looked before and I and anything It is what it is. I could get more battery. I should probably just get some more backups because I mean, I have no idea. Like, this is really not gonna last very long. Next one. Anything on here? It's like a bench and some gaunch. I don't. I don't think there's anything there. Probably something here though. OBS says chat is disabled. I don't know if that's true or not. Doesn't really. But I like for things to run right. OBS is being weird. New settings they got. Kind of messing with me a bit. Let's check this one out. I'm just wasting time. Wasting battery time here. This is a good photo though. It's a good shot. Killing me. Want that whole window on the left to be in frame. This Christmas ass sounding beat. Oh, it's called Ice Walk. Definitely like a winter theme. Does Epidemic have a app? I feel like I need to just, you know, when I'm like hanging out, have their music playing so I can find a good playlist to work with. Few playlists, you know, different vibes and things. Okay, I mean this one is pretty clear. I am gonna take it into Photoshop, but even without taking it anywhere like this, even without any editing, like this part on the left has a nice little darker touch to it. The dome is nice and bright. This could be a little bit toned down. I want to make sure that this stays brighter than the left side, but I want the dome to be the brightest thing in the photo. So the white here could probably come down a little bit, which means this left could probably, you know, take a half step down. But altogether, the photo looks fine. I don't think any light or color changes really need to be made. Go ahead and grab the still. Oh, I should not be naming things dome because there's lots of domes. Like, there's domes all over the place. Um, Not a dome. That works. Am I underthinking this? I feel like I had a decent analysis of like what the photo's composition looks like, and like I like the color. It's, very monotone. It doesn't need a whole bunch of different vibrant things. There's a little touch of blue on the right side, but that doesn't need to pop out at all. I kind of like the wire through the middle also. Like it definitely looks wrong, obviously, but it adds a little bit of it adds some shapes to the photo and a little bit of realism. I don't know. It's like making me angry, but also I sort of love it. We're good there. That the song? Oh, that's so weird. I think I have a photo of this spot already. Let me check. No. Thought I did though. I remember having it. Oh, I remember having it in the presentation. I can grab it. It's a good spot. This one's good. I like this spot right here, this frame. Good action with this dude here on the left and the dude walking down on the right. Yeah. It's definitely way too bright though. I need to bring it down a bit. I'm going to start with highlights. Did a good little number there. And temperature, yeah, that's got to come down too. Shadows are definitely going to have to come up in the... No. Yeah, this one's a bit tricky. I almost want to keep it really bright. Let's see, if we drop the exposure, I can come back later in Photoshop and brighten up this front pillar. The back is still... Let's drop our highlights. Minus 75. Drop the exposure a bunch. Drop the exposure minus 1. 2? That's not even... It's not going to do anything else. Drop the exposure minus 1. There's nothing I can really do about this blown out area in the back, but it's good enough. And then I can come back in Photoshop and brighten some of the areas I want. I'll end up brightening the whole photo altogether, but specifically this pillar in the front. Probably a little bit on the other pillars too. Must be listening to beats. Want someone rapping? What happened? What's on here? No offense, Katori Walker. Free music. Alright, I'm grabbing this one. I'm going to be telling myself later that I'm like asking why do I have this photo in here? Like, what was I thinking? But just a challenge. Telling this to my future self. It's just a little challenge. A little blown out in the back. Didn't really come out exactly how you want it to, but fix it in post. Editor. That's me. I'm the editor. Get it? There's maybe a couple in here. I kind of like getting pictures of people taking pictures. Yeah, I think I already have a nice photo of this spot. Pull it up. I don't think I need another one like going down exactly like that. Ooh. Crap. Let me just do this. Here we go. Can I? What? What? No. Raw photos have a hard time. Yeah, that's what happened. Whatever. I have a nice photo of this whole section. Not landscape. I know I just said I like the whole like people taking pictures of me taking pictures, but I don't actually want it in there, right? Like if she wasn't doing this, that would make the whole picture a lot better. Because you're focusing, like my eye at least goes to her. And ideally your eye should be going to this doorway in the back. Maybe glancing across this guy's shoulder or across, this group of people here. Even this guy who's looking, in this direction, it doesn't look like he's straight on looking at us. And I have another photo of like somebody taking a photo, but it's just them in a doorway and it like makes sense contextually. Where in this one, it's just a bit distracting. I could probably edit her to be turned around. That could be a challenge. I could do that. I might actually do that. Kind of like that idea. I want both of these guys on the sides here. I want this other girl turned around. Be like a yeah, I think that's crowd. Turn the lady around. Hopefully that note is enough to remind me later to try to fix that. Oh, and I wanted the top part. The lighting on this was, really. A lot of these are really good. I'm happy with them. I feel like I don't need to. Did I do this one? I don't know if I should do this one. Yeah. Like the lighting is really nice on these. I don't feel like I have to change very much up, and it looks good. Like I'm not inclined to drop the highlights or boost any shadows here. I'm not inclined to change the temperature. I feel like it just looks like a good clean image the way it is. Anything on this door here? No. This is another one of those just video clips for video clip's sake. I do love this beat though. I might have to use this beat a lot. Might have to be my beat. I feel like I'm just a dumbass for shooting through wires. I probably could have got a lot of these without the wires in them. I want to check real quick. What is the battery? Alright. I'm doing good on battery. Something tells me that the genuine Panasonic battery is going to last a little bit longer. Nothing really there. Kind of interesting. I can't tell if I like this one or if I hate it. I don't know if it provides enough context to tell any sort of like. Doesn't need to have any meaning. Just a photo of. Of what, right? Well, I know what it is, but like, could totally just look like the outside of like a bar or something. Oh, it's a monument. It's part of a monument. that didn't help. I feel like it makes you think, just like it makes you have to like imagine what it's connected to, what's going on here. But I also feel like it's really easy to just look over it. Yeah, whatever. Move on. Composition's pretty interesting with the shapes though. There's the composition and the imaginative provocation make it good, or does it crash? I'm gonna pull it. I don't think it's a great photo, but I'm gonna pull it. That's a nice little bit of work to chew on. I need that pull here. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Okay. Well, I think I might move on here to some gaming. Well, I'm just a little sick of this whole editing thing. My eyeballs are a little bit like, hey, give me a break. Brain's like, hey, it's gaming time. Yay, gaming time. Did an hour of slowly working on footage. Time to do some gaming. All right. The fun stuff. I got some food I need to eat. Let me watch a YouTube video. Like eat some food. See if there's anything good. Yeah, I don't know. Not really seeing much here. Anything in trending? No. Maybe Marquez Brownlee Cybertruck video. I don't know if I want to watch that. I'm usually not huge on like the tech stuff, but it seems living with the Tesla Cybertruck, so you don't have to. It'd be kind of funny. I think he's like a bit of a Elon fanboy though, so you know, I don't know if it's on YouTube. Just dog, dude. Common shit about it. I just want to eat. Want to eat my food. Watch something stupid. How about this? We're gonna watch The Kids Who Hacked the CIA from Fern. Posted 3 days ago. Got 1,000,000 views so far. I have no idea who Fern, what Fern is, who Fern is, what this channel is, but check it out.
It's October 2015, a chilly day in autumn. John Brennan receives a weird phone call. It seems to be coming from a stranger. He hesitates a second, then picks up.
Hello?
John Brennan?
Who is this?
You're a f***ing loser.
If John Brennan hadn't been John Brennan, this might have looked like an ordinary prank call. But John Brennan happens to be one of the most powerful men on Earth, the head of the CIA.
Who is this? How did you get this number?
It was so f***ing easy, bro. You're such a dumb.
What do you want?
I don't want anything. I already f***ing own you.
How much do you want?
We want...
I don't know if that's actually how the phone call went. I feel like even as if you're like a teenager, you wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe.
$5 trillion.
4chan ass shit.
The US government will classify this call as part of a larger conspiracy of identity theft, harassment of government officials, and cyber terrorism. The caller will pay a heavy price for this moment of trollish glory.
Why are you doing this?
We want you to stop bombing the Middle East.
Across the Atlantic, in a house in the West Midlands of England. A 15-year-old kid in his room, the phone still in his hand. He can't believe what he just did. He calls himself Kraka, and he loves to smoke weed. In fact, he's high right now. He's also the leader of Crackers with Attitude. He and his companions terrorized and embarrassed the U.S. security apparatus to a near incomparable degree. They leaked the personal data of police officers, FBI agents, and
Oh, it's actually some 4chan shit. Like, not joking.
DOJ officials. They handed
Discord,
over
4chan, whatever.
to Julian Assange. Some of the most publicized hacktivism attributed to Anonymous.
They call themselves Anonymous.
Yeah, it was actually them. In part for the lulz. And this is their story.
This was political.
Teenager
Cyber attacks.
hijacked the computers of several US intelligence and
A
security
collective called Crackers with Attitude.
2008 in Virginia, a different kid who only calls himself Default. He's a pretty typical American teenager. He loves soccer, video games, and his dog. He often clashes with his father, who works in the government. At some point, Default starts cheating in his video games. This gives him the first taste of using computers to do things that you're not supposed to. Exciting, powerful things. He starts learning all that he can about how computers work and how to get them to bend to your will. 2008 was an exciting time to get into hacking. The decentralized hacktivist group, Anonymous, was in its heyday. If you managed to get into their secret chats, you got a front-seat view of their actions.
Anonymous is one of the biggest online vigilante groups. Members hack into companies and governments.
Now a worldwide and widely recognized hacking group.
Hackers with the group Anonymous.
Citizens of the world. We have seen the erosion of due process.
A cyber war. Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Anonymous has struck a...
Is Anonymous the ones who did the Sony hack? When a bunch of people like lost a bunch of their money and attacked the customers, the Sony itself. I feel like that was kind of like the downfall of hacktivism. There was like a heyday for it, but now it's kind of just bullshit. I don't know. It doesn't have the same. It's just not as cool. It used to kind of be like cool. But now every like fucking Reddit pilled dork with a fedora is like, oh yeah, I'm a hacker. I don't know. I feel like I feel like the cybersecurity stuff is really where it's starting to go off a little more, where it's like the dudes who are serious about this shit and have been for a long time are like, oh no, here's the tools, and you know, now it's kind of accessible to everybody, and make sure that you're being safe, and it's just a little different now. It was very like, it felt kind of like it all felt like kind of like a movie. No, nobody really knew what was going on 15 years ago.
Again.
Young Default is fascinated. Anonymous embodies an exciting spirit of freedom through chaos. They showed how you could force the whole world to pay attention without you having to leave your bedroom. Some Anonymous actions are political, some are just trolling, and Default, after tasting this very new kind of power, is keen to learn everything he can about hacking. He starts to hack random websites just for the challenge of it, just to see if he can. But after hanging around Anonymous's chats for a while, he starts to find the group.
See, that's the kind of dumbass shit I'm talking about. Not cool.
Well, cringe. For one thing, it's crawling with feds. People are getting arrested, and it's tough to know who to trust. Anonymous has become so big that vetting people becomes difficult. There's tons of infighting and doxing. Since it's the only hacktivist group most media outlets know about, Anonymous keeps getting credited for the work of other, often more sophisticated hackers. It's
We
7 drive modes.
If I'm gonna be
Nissan
reacting to
Pathfinder.
it, I need to
Go.
YouTube
A
Premium.
mess.
I need it anyway.
So
It's
Default
such
gets
a-
involved with offshoot hacker groups, one of them called
It's like
Anon
miserable
Sec.
watching YouTube
The group
without
positions
ads.
itself as anti-anonymous. But similar to Anonymous, Anon Sec performs operations, hacking initiatives that sometimes have a political purpose, and sometimes are just, as one might say in 2008, for the lols. I hated recording that. Anon Sec is quite advanced, and Default gets better and better at the game. The group controls a botnet. A botnet is essentially a large pack of infected computers under someone's control. You can use those computers to further spread malware across the internet to make the botnet larger and larger. Or you could, for example, attack a server with it in order to overload it. Default is tapping around Anon Sec's botnet and gets curious about what computers they've actually gotten under their control. He finds that one is a server of the Canadian Medical School, Windsor University. Suddenly, Default finds himself with direct access to the university's finances. He pulls up records of students who owe the school money. It all adds up to $9.4 million. And at the bottom of the list, something very tempting. A delete all button.
Do it.
How could he not push it?
Do it.
These
What's up,
people
Biden?
might,
Go around him. Do it.
really enjoy having their slate wiped clean, as it were. If you look, some of them owe a substantial amount of money, like 70,000. I think some people owed upwards of over 100,000. It's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? It's just like perpetual debt that sometimes it just lasts for decades. So, just deleted everything. I went into the PHP shell and just sent everything to dev null and just shredded it. So whatever I sent there is just not coming back.
This is from the podcast Darknet Diaries. They have a fantastic episode with Default. Of course, this story poses some questions. We tried asking the university if the debt stayed deleted. They did not answer, but usually student loans have multiple on and offline and offsite backups. There should be hard copies of the student's signed loan agreements. However, Default feels like he's really doing something at the time. There is a certain rush to committing a crime when it feels like doing the right thing. Other hackers might have used the sensitive student information to make a profit. There's actually a shadow industry worth billions surrounding our most sensitive data. So-called data brokers gather all the info available about us on the internet, your contact information, browsing history, and online transactions. This data is often bundled into shadow profiles, which are then being sold. You might receive a tailored mail or a robocall based on your shadow profile. In the worst case, someone might try to steal your identity. Incogni helps you remove your data from the numerous lists of data brokers. The only thing you have to do is create an account and allow Incogni to act on your behalf. Afterwards, you can easily track the status of all the requests in the dashboard. Check out incogni.com/FernTV for an exclusive 60% discount on a one-year plan using the code FernTV. Additionally, benefit from a 30-day money-back guarantee. Despite Incogni's efforts, some of your data might still linger online. Always remain cautious when sharing personal information anywhere. By trying out Incogni, you're actively supporting our channel. More and more of Default's hacks are motivated by altruism rather than just curiosity. As recently as 2014, bestiality was legal in Denmark. Other European countries, Germany, the UK, Sweden, had recently banned it. What this meant for Denmark was an increase in animal sex tourism. For years, Danish animal rights activists tried to bring attention to this.
They called them dog brothels. So sick. It's so crazy.
That's dope.
And I had a dog, so that really pissed me off just thinking about the fact, what if someone took my dog and that happened to my dog? I would freak out.
So, as Default describes it, he and other Anon Sec hackers lend their technical skills to the animal rights movement.
So I think we took down the official Denmark government website, and then we actually defaced it, and said, did you know that your government allows bestiality? And there's bestiality dens where people can go and pay money to do these things to animals.
Oh my god!
And most of them are
that fucking
people's pets.
They shut down bestiality websites via DDoS attacks. and tweet evidence of sexually mistreated animals. The information reverberates around the world and is widely condemned. Anonymous gets credit for anal sex acts.
Like, dude, look at that. Oh, bro, really? Oh, that's so funny. He just no, not the dog. I can't.
And most of them are like people's pets.
They shut down bestiality websites via DDoS attacks and tweet evidence of sexually mistreated animals. The information reverberates around the world and is widely condemned. Anonymous gets credit for anal sex actions, which deeply annoys Default. But it works. In part due to the hacks, more people know about Danish dog brothels. They talk about them online, protest them, until the case winds up in Parliament. In April 2015, Denmark finally bans bestiality. While Default
cyber attacks are accelerating at an alarming rate of one attack
like
every 30.
Like, why would you? They probably just didn't do it because why would they? I don't know. No, I guess it sounds like it was legal, and I don't know. That's fucking crazy. I don't want to talk about
becomes
that.
an early adopter of crypto. He accumulates a significant amount of Bitcoin, more than 1,000. This would amount to a lot of money today, somewhere around 40 million US dollars. He keeps these Bitcoins on a hard drive in his room. He also knows he's making powerful enemies, so he gets a bit paranoid, a bit fanatical with his OPSEC. He never logs into his own Wi-Fi, for one. He uses a satellite dish to log into a free Dairy Queen Wi-Fi half a mile away. He's always connecting through a Tor node. Every time he turns off his devices, he makes sure they're encrypted. When he turns them back on, he has to wait 30 minutes for them to decrypt. For the most part, he never tells anybody what he is doing. He knows he has a lot to lose. Ultimately, it won't be enough. Back in May 2013, a 29-year-old US intelligence contractor also has a lot to lose. He has his own home in Honolulu, a loving girlfriend, and a salary of over $200,000 per year. But he's discovered a huge secret, and it's too big to keep. The US government has the ability to spy on pretty much any man, woman, child on Earth who has come into contact with a computer. And this contractor, unwittingly, has helped make that technology possible. He's haunted by this information and horrified that his government is violating its public civil rights so egregiously. He knows that revealing this information to anyone, a lawyer, a judge, or even Congress, would be committing felonies so severe that he would spend a lifetime in prison. He's worried he'll never see his family again, and he doesn't know what consequences they'll encounter if he blows the whistle. But he has to do it. He's been quietly collecting evidence of this secret for a while, and he's just downloaded the last documents. He tells his employer, the US government, that he needs a couple of weeks off to manage his epilepsy. This buys him a bit of time to leave the country without arousing.
Love the idea of just like call up like Uncle Sam and you're like, hey government, sorry, you're not coming into work today. I feel sick. Yeah, I can't make it today. Sorry. No, it's pretty bad. Like yeah, like I'm coughing a lot and I threw up earlier, so I'm not gonna make it in.
Suspicion. He chooses Hong Kong because he views it as a bastion of free speech. He believes it's one of the few places in the world that could and would protect him from the wrath of the US government. There he meets journalists Laura Poitras and Glenn Greenwald and delivers evidence of what used to be waved off as a conspiracy theory. And so Edward Snowden becomes one of the most important whistleblowers of our modern time. Snowden's revelations scandalize the world and spark a long overdue debate about individual privacy versus national security. He inspires many young Americans like Default to take a good hard look at how their government functions. Default doesn't want to sit around and let surveillance happen to him. He wants high-ranking intelligence officials to know what it feels like to be spied upon, to have their private information stored and distributed, and to have it used against them. This is when he teams up with the Crackers with Attitude, founded by Kraka, the kid who's always high.
Oh no.
Leicestershire, England,
Can't see one Twitch
2015.
anymore.
In a housing estate on the outskirts of a sleepy former mining town, there's not a lot to do except get high or go online. In the case of 15-year-old Kraka, he spends his time doing both. He's angry about corruption, about surveillance, but in particular about the US's involvement in the Middle East. He becomes especially focused on Palestine and sees the US as directly responsible for death and suffering in Gaza. He decides to do something about it.
This was political. We heard he was really angry about US foreign policy. So he started a collective called Crackers with Attitudes, and then he hacked into sensitive documents online.
One of his first victims is James Clapper, then the National Director of Intelligence of the Obama administration. Clapper, one of the highest-ranking members of the intelligence community, had his phone number and address waiting to be found with just one Google search. This provides Kraka with enough information to hack into his email. He posts proof of it on Twitter, which catches Default's attention. Kraka then gets the phone calls to Clapper's house phone rerouted to the Free Palestine movement. Default tweets his respect to Kraka, and the two start chatting. Edward Snowden himself has given James Clapper a very special shout-out in an interview with the German broadcaster ARD. Unfortunately, that interview was blocked from US and German television networks. Apparently, the video is immediately taken down every time it's posted on YouTube, so we'll only show the quotes visually.
I would say sort of the breaking point is seeing the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, directly lie under oath to Congress.
What we do not do is spy unlawfully on Americans, or for that matter, spy indiscriminately on the citizens of any country. We only spy for valid foreign intelligence purposes as authorized by law, with multiple layers of oversight to ensure we don't abuse our authorities.
Kraka and Default are livid. Kraka and other hackers loosely connected with CWA team up to target more high-ranking members of the intelligence community. They want to embarrass them and to show them that they aren't as powerful as they think they are. At the top of their list is John Brennan, head of the CIA. Brennan, like Clapper, has enough information online that he basically doxes himself. Kraka looks up his publicly posted phone number and finds out it's a Verizon number. He calls up Verizon's internal tech support and pretends to be an on-site technician who's having trouble helping a customer on site. Tech support asks Kraka for his employee code, and he just makes one up on the spot. It works. The support technician provides Kraka with access, and suddenly he has the account number, the PIN, and John Brennan's private email address. If you have just enough information on someone, pieced together from different sources, address and last 4 digits of their social security number, you can easily change the passwords on all kinds of accounts and take it over. And that's exactly what Kraka does with Brennan's AOL account. Once he's in the email account, Kraka gets Brennan's private cell number and shares it with Default. And so they start spam calling the director of the CIA, relentlessly calling him and his family.
I told him he was a piece of shit. Basically, like, y'all are awful people. Like, really. Like, you're not doing any net positive things for the world. You're just not.
John Brennan is freaked out. Sure, the calls are little more than a prank, but how could he know that? At the time, nobody knew who was behind the calls, or what their intentions were. Brennan has to lay low for a while in hiding, with extra security details for himself and his family. At the same time,
that I feel like is my kind of, it's kind of the core issue I have with these activist sort of things is like, oh, you're not doing any sort of net positive for the world, and I don't know, it's not like these are great people. Objectively, the CIA is good. I don't know, man. It's like who are the activists to like judge what is the net positive? That's such like a ethereal kind of idea.
Kraka's breach into Brennan's email gives him access to sensitive documents. Kraka first posts screenshots on Twitter, but then, egged on by Default, and maybe asking himself, what would Snowden do, he decides to hit up WikiLeaks. Julian Assange himself takes interest. He publishes the documents in October 2015. They include Brennan's 47-page SF-86 application, a sensitive form required for obtaining top-secret government security clearance. The form reveals his criminal history, psychological records, past drug abuse, and other details nobody would want about themselves online. Not only that, from Brennan's emails, WikiLeaks publishes Bush-era recommendations for how the presidency should operate in the Middle East. There is also an internal congressional correspondence from the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence that offered suggestions on how to make future interrogation methods, also known as torture, compliant and legal. The breach cost the agency $1.5 million in damages and relocation costs, as several operatives went into hiding before they knew that there was basically no threat level. Above all, it was widely embarrassing. Hacking into Brennan's email was laughably easy.
If this is true, and it's true that you guys have actually broken into his private email account, how difficult would you say it is?
You mean out of 10?
Sure, out of 10.
1.
1.
There's a lot of, I guess, private information, really. He's pretty stupid, really. He's supposed to be so high in the government, like head of CIA, that he should be a bit more clever.
Can you give us any indication of your background? I mean, how old you are in the United States? I mean, anything you can tell me about yourself?
Yeah, I'm below the age of 20 years old. I smoke pot, and I live in America.
And you smoke pot?
All day, every day.
We wonder what John Brennan must have thought, while undoubtedly watching this in his relocation house. What fury must have...
Like, I'm for it, but like, I totally agree with him. It is insane that CIA members would have this poor levels of like operational security. It doesn't make sense. Like, you would think there would be somebody looking over their shoulder. I don't know. Maybe they're just like, I don't know. I was going to say they're like too secretive to like let somebody look over their shoulder at work, but then like they're not secretive enough to make sure that their data is like even moderately safe. I mean, kid's obviously like intelligent. I think that he will probably end up working for the CIA or something like that. Just like being as smart as he is. I don't know, man. Like, it's not about pot either. I feel like he's using pot as like, is he trying to undermine himself or like use it as an extra way, like an extra level to the argument of like, hey, if like some young dude who smokes weed every day like can hack the CIA. Yeah, that's probably what he's saying, right? That's probably it. It's like, I don't know. But I agree. I think like it's crazy that a CIA agent
have built up
like
inside him.
CIA.
The CWA aren't done. They release more and more information. With control over Clapper's and other operatives' accounts, it's even easier to get people to give up information to in turn access further accounts and databases. They gain access to FBI's Deputy Director Mark Giuliano's account. There, they discover a database with personal information of 9,000 Department of Justice officials and 20,000 FBI agents. They post it. They then get access to the Justice Department's Joint Automated Booking System, which has records on all U.S. prisoners. They check out the records of fellow hackers like Jeremy Hammond and post those online as well. They wreak havoc and embarrass one institution after another.
Oh my God, here we go.
Yes, you like to have it.
Kimberly calculated from the beginning. How do I...
Did these kids really think that they were going to get away with it?
At the time, I really didn't care. I just like, that was towards the end of the run. It was just like, all bets are off. You know, I'd gone all the way down the rabbit hole. I just become very disillusioned with people's complacency and their lack of care for what was going on. So it's like, we're going to bring attention to this with like chaos and mayhem.
Kraka knows his actions have poked a very big bear. He knows there will be consequences. He just doesn't know what they'll exactly be.
I'm gonna go to Russia and chill with Snowden, because I know that the government are pretty mad about this. I'm probably gonna get tortured. I'm actually a pretty fast runner.
Default is paranoid the whole time, constantly worried about his OPSEC. But he let his guard down. Default became involved with an ex-girlfriend of one of his friends. According to him, he asked his friend in advance if it's okay with him. The friend says sure, go for it. He's way over it. But he isn't. Default and his friend are hanging out one night, drinking and chatting over Xbox Live.
I slip up for the first time ever, being f***ing arrogant and cocky. It comes on the news, CIA director hacked, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that was us, blah, blah. I was like drunk talking and just totally like gave myself away.
He never thought his friend would do anything with that information. Hell, he didn't even think his friend would necessarily believe him. But today, Default is pretty sure this friend turned him in. When the FBI raids you, they don't knock politely. FBI agents enter Default's room just as his computer finishes decrypting. They are pointing assault rifles in his face. They drag him out of his room, flash copy his hard drive before it re-encrypts, and seize all of his equipment. Default knows he's finished, but the worst part, watching the agents carry off his hard drive. The hard drive with nearly 1,000 Bitcoin.
Oh.
He blacks out.
Oh no.
Kraka, too, gets raided by the British police forces, and his computers are confiscated.
Did 1,000 Bitcoin. Bitcoin. I don't know how much he said it was. Oh wow, Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's at like an all-time high. That's crazy. That's 66,000. So that's like what, $6 million? $66 million, I mean. $66 million of Bitcoin. Let's see that.
One other CWA member gets arrested in the US, and 3 more in the UK. Since Kraka was underage and in the United Kingdom, he got a lenient sentence. He spent 2 years in a juvenile detention center. He was the first minor in the UK to be imprisoned for hacking. Today, he's keeping his head down and is done with crime. He just wants to make a career in cybersecurity and move on with his life. He did not want to give us an interview.
He's getting hired by the CIA.
Default, even though he was less involved, paid a much higher price. He went straight to federal prison with a 5-year sentence. He had to pay $145,000 in restitution, and due to COVID regulations, spent a significant amount of that time in solitary confinement. While pleading in court, he said, "I thought what I was doing was right in terms of political justice, but 2 years later, I realized I was completely wrong." Snowden, too, didn't have a relaxed time fighting asylum in Russia. Shortly after his leak, intelligence officials publicly fantasized about killing him. Whether you're a principled whistleblower who truly understands the significance of what you're leaking, or a stone teen furious at the world's injustices, messing with the US government will change the course of your life forever. So make sure it's worth it. In December 2023, the Biden administration renewed a very controversial surveillance program.
Make sure it's
The act
worth it.
allows the administration to spy on anyone in the world without warrant, including
Don't
its
do
own
it.
citizens. It includes a vast database of electronic communications. It's supposed to be accessed only when there's a legitimate reason to believe it will assist intelligence operations. But a US court ruling in 2023 found that the FBI has already misused this database 278,000 times. Unlawful searches were particularly rampant between 2016 and 2020. They've snooped in the private communications of donors to various congressional candidates. They've been watching suspected January 6 rioters, and they've also been surveilling Black Lives Matter protesters. Maybe they're even surveilling us.
All right. Let's play Far Cry. All right, I'm going back 20 years. 2004, they released Far Cry. Where is I think that I want to get that intro though. Looks good. All right, let's try that again. See if we can get Ubisoft. All right, we'll just do it this way. There it is. Ubisoft intro. No sound on it though, so I'll put it in. Okay. Here we go. All right. Sound back turned on. Where? This game is so old. Doesn't really work. Computer. And by that I mean my mouse too. Figure out what. There we go. Okay. Turn this down a bit because I don't need to be too loud. Got it. Oh my god. I can't wait to finish this game and get to the newer game so I can actually look. I can actually play it right. Alright, I have never played this game before. I have never played any of these games before. I'm gonna play on medium. Get into it. This is very 2000s, 2000s actually. It looks both surprisingly good for an old game and also very bad. It's probably not exactly the same graphics as the originally were. Alright. Feels like pretty standard controls. This looks... I love the way this looks. It looks very... like just blocky geometric bits. Water, just this shiny little plate. And it takes me back. Remember just like... this... I love how it looks still, but it would have looked so good back then. And oh my god, this is incredible. Find a way out of here. 2004. I think I was just like playing Pokemon as a child back then. I don't know why I'm so nervous to just go through the what is obviously just tutorial mission. Just a little tutorial stage. Look at that. Look at that island. Had to go do some exploring. Come on. Smarter than the ladder.
Listen, dirtbag! Keep an eye out for some punk in a red Hawaiian shirt. If you see him, call me at once. Am I understood? Yes, sir! I'm heading out!
Oh no, am I the punk in the red Hawaiian shirt? How am I a punk? I feel like the character is like a pretty big, bulky dude. You're a beefcake. Hold down, crouch, and don't get seen. I'm guessing I'm supposed to not be seen. You can throw a rock by pressing B.
Is someone over there?
Oh, that was dumb. Oh. That's a weird mechanic. Probably would have felt better back then. Use? What is use? Okay.
Nothing there.
Have to outthink the door. What is the use button? F. Okay, then. Use it.
Hello? Are you there? Pick up the radio if you can hear this. I know you're there. I've been tracking you since you and Val arrived.
Who are you?
I'm the guy who's going to tell you how to survive. Call me Doyle.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, for starters, how about the fact that I haven't turned you in? That radio has a bioreader. Since I know you're there, I could have ratted you out already.
Good point. Keep talking.
Listen, you need to get out of there and quickly. I'll help you as much as possible, but you don't have much time. There's an exit that will lead to a small camp. Be careful as you go. This area is crawling with mercenaries.
By the way, name's Jack Carver.
What did he say his name is? Jack Carbon? Jack Carver.
My reports say you're in a red shirt. I suggest you grab some body armor and cover it, or you'll be easily spotted.
Wait, how do you reload? I didn't see it. Alright, I got my first pillow deployer, my first t-shirt cannon, miniature compact t-shirt cannon.
Hey, some good news. I'm picking you up much more strongly now. I suggest you search the huts for weapons
Search
and
the
equipment.
huts. Okay. Gonna run into anybody?
Stay low and avoid contact if possible. You don't really want to alert the guards.
Definitely people out here. I see a guy. I don't think so. I think it was just meat. Oh, I'm stuck on the meat.
You hear something? There he is!
Oh.
Keep on guard!
Okay, they're really stupid. Think I lost them. I don't really want to shoot. I feel like if I shoot, they're gonna hear me. They hear me.
Where is he?
And catch on to where I am. It's a weird thing to... Pigs? Boars? Tuskless boars? Actually, that totally...
I'm gonna tear you up! Take that!
No, you're not. Oh, crap. Is there like a... Can I slide? Can I dive? Some better moves? Got him. Yep, they're really dumb. That's how I like them, though. Dumb and easy. Okay, I feel much more confident now that I took those guys out. Obviously, it'll probably get a bit
I've been
harder.
able to tie your compass in with the transceiver. This means that now I can supply you with a bearings marker.
Maybe.
It should give you a rough idea of where to go at least.
Good. I think I need to adjust my sensitivity. Can I do that? Yeah. Feels pretty good. Go to the hut on the hill and find binoculars. Let's start. What hut? What hill? That one? I think it's that one. Can I do any stealth kills? Bet there's guys up here. Hopefully I can find more ammo than I need to take them out. Oh, yep, there's the
Use
binoculars.
binoculars to survey the surroundings.
Different hut.
Notice that they have a sound enhancer and movement tracker. Dr. Krieger has fitted everyone on the island with locator signals that you can track using the binocs.
Alright. This is a pretty in-depth game for being 2004. Look at the islands out there. They're just like pasted onto a backdrop. That's hilarious. Love that. All the controls are really pretty obvious. Like binoculars is just the gotta be a bit more.
You should try to acquire one of their vehicles and drive to the helicopter refueling pad. It's on the other side of the island. From there, you can use one of their boats to escape.
Oh, but I doubt it'll be that easy.
Take care. The mercenaries are trained to work together. If you alert one, they will bring others.
Oh, I alerted them. Go away! Go away! Still dumb. Okay. So maybe I don't go in straight through the front. Maybe I use my binoculars.
How cool is that?
Am I getting
You think they'll make
shot right now? Oh no. I think I'm getting shot.
Look out! Ah!
Okay, they followed me. I don't have time to plan anything. Where is he? Oh, come on. Is there more down there? Okay. I should have started by taking out my binoculars, making a little bit of a plan. Looks like there's a path over this way. I could have probably done that instead. Now, am I roped into a fight here? I don't know if I can sustain a fight. I guess I have to swim across. Try to sneak around. Alright, so far we're good. I don't know if I want to be exactly on the path though. That sounds like kind of a bad idea. Don't know where a vehicle is. Don't know where a vehicle is though. Steal a vehicle. Yep, that's just all it says. Steal a vehicle. Now I could go in guns a-blazing, but I don't want to do that. I feel like that's not the move. Need to get to higher ground so I can get a better vantage point. Oh. Is there a guy up there? Anyone in the watchtower? No? Why didn't you show up on my binoculars?
Give it up, buddy.
Okay. Whoa. Spawn me right back in front of them all. Dang, I don't know if they're still alive. Right there. I don't know if they saw me. Yeah, I think they did. Actually, I think I might be okay. Oh, no.
Where is he?
Stuck back in these bushes. Maybe he won't find me. Really close, though. I'm as far up on this hill as I can get. I don't have a clear shot through these bushes either. Oh. It's right on top of me. Oh, go away. To take him out. I think it was clean. All right. Yep, clean. Nobody alerted. Sweet. Okay, how do I do this? I need to figure out where the vehicle is. Probably in one of those. Can I get around this other way from the left? I'm gonna try going from the left. And if this doesn't work, and if I can't get around going, if I can't steal the car without killing them this way, then I'll go to the right and I'll try to pick them off one at a time. But I'd rather just do it clean and not have to use a bunch of ammo. Although I have 150 rounds, so don't have to worry about that too much. Helicopter up here. I feel like I'm lost in the jungle. Don't know which way is which. There we go. There it is. Okay, we're trying to get over there. There are guys all over the place. I'm gonna have to go into the stream. Pull that stuff out, and I think I need to get rid of the music here. Because when I edit it later, when I edit later, I don't want the music to sound all fucked up. Oh, I'm an idiot. I lost my mark. Okay.
Take care. The mercenaries are trained to work together. If you alert one, they will bring others.
Okay.
Oh. They didn't tell me that when I... Well, if the bugs aren't bothering you, wait till you see the trigens. I'll wait. Thanks. Is that someone there? You there!
Nobody here. Okay, I'm ready for it. Get up! Go. Oh, I can't hear what you're saying. Oh, I've made a mistake. Oh no. Alright. I know where I need to go. I don't know how to get there. I think this left side is probably promising. I think I need to come around from the back a bit more though, because guy saw me. I might be completely overthinking this too. I tend to do that all the time in the early game. Probably shouldn't take me more than... Like, I shouldn't be doing this 2-3 times on normal mode. Shows how much of a gamer I really am. I want to come all the way around the back. Take them out. Going to be a problem. Oh, there's two. Okay.
It's always hot out here.
Alright, they're both. Kind of walking away. They're walking away. Where is the car? I need to get through here. Look like there's anybody there.
The mercenaries are trained to work together. If you alert one, they will bring others.
Yes. I know that. Maybe I can just thread through them and crawl all the way to the car. Yes, maybe. I mean, that's my plan. Alright. Getting pretty close. Right up against the bunker. Really don't want to just stand up though. Such a dangerous spot. This spot to be in. Shit. They know I'm here. Go.
Over there!
I think they may be keeping Val in the old carrier refueling station. You're going to have to check it out up close, I'm afraid.
Carrier?
Yes, the Japanese Navy beached one of
I
their
hardly know her.
on this island in 1942. Crow's mercenaries have refitted it into a helicopter refueling station.
This whole deal gets stranger by the minute.
You don't know the handle. Just be careful.
Oh God. Go. Get me out of here. Oh, there's someone chasing me. They got a vehicle too. Oh God. They're on my tail. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. There's guys in boats. There's guys in vehicles. Oh my God. Go to the carrier. What's the carrier? What carrier? Oh, there's an arrow on the map. I think that... Oh! Okay. Well, I'm probably better off outside of the car. You can hide better.
All right, Doyle, I've spotted the carrier. Now tell me, how do I get in?
I've only been there once, but I remember there was a hole in the side. You should be able to get in there.
I'm on my way.
What was the point of trying to evade all those dudes and get that fucking vehicle if all I needed to do was come over here? I could have saved myself so much danger by just coming around over here, going around the long way. Oh! Really?
All right, Doyle, I've spotted the carrier. Now tell me, how do I get in?
I've only been there once, but I remember there was a hole in the side. You should be able to get in there.
I'm on my way.
Oh, you know, maybe it was the guys on the ship who shot me as I swam straight towards them. Oh, they saw me as soon as I got in the water. And they got me in the boat. All right. It's late. I am going to come back to this tomorrow. That was fun, though. All right. That was fun. Get back at it tomorrow. That was fun. Love to play some old games. I will get back to it tomorrow. Next time, I will try to get that. Next time, I'll try to take on that carrier. Next time, I'm going to take on the carrier. I don't know. Never take on the carrier. Put it in the video. Okay. Stream's over. Bye.